diabetes has the ability to affect major organs.
Every summer, we go to Guyana to work with the community on different conditions such as diabetes and dental diseases.
I think what is most intriguing to me is the impact that this organization has in Guyana to provide certain resources medically for Guyanese. And we would like to have every Guyanese in the United States be a part of this organization.
Like, subscribe, and share to Voices of Linden TV.
Welcome to another edition of the Let's Talk Show. I'm your host, Andrew James, and today I'm pleased to have with us in studio a few good friends from the GuyMetro Organization. We have Dr. Semple-Dormer, the president of the association. We have Mr. Levy, who's the treasurer, and of course, we have our fantastic PR individual, Mr. Terrence Monkou. Welcome to the studio today. It's a fantastic day, good day to be talking about good news stories. Without any further ado, I have the president of the GuyMetro Organization here. Madam President, can you tell us a little bit about GuyMetro, please?
Hello and good afternoon. Thank you for having me. Now, I am pleased to talk with you a little bit about GuyMetro. As the president of GuyMetro, this organization actually began in 1989, and our goal was to raise funds to address social, medical, financial, and spiritual needs of Guyana, of the people in Guyana and in the metro areas. And GuyMetro has a 501c3 status, and so it's really nicely positioned to accept charitable donations and grants to fund its projects. The organization is led by an executive committee that meets on a regular basis to plan its activities. And in addition to the executive committee, GuyMetro has a membership of about 200 to 250 people who are involved in its operations.
Very nicely said. Madam President, I noticed in one of your core competency, your focus is so much on diabetes, if I may, and that caught my attention because, of course, I have diabetes in my family. I tend to, be drinking a lot of water now and then, and, I had a vested interest in your group. In terms of impact in Guyana, can you tell us about some of the impact your organization is making in that country as we speak?
That's a great question. GuyMetro has what we call a mission arm. And every summer, we go to Guyana to work with the community on different conditions such as diabetes and dental diseases. And this past summer, we were able to have a significant impact in the country as we went from community to community, introducing people to strategies that they can use in terms of dieting and lifestyle and how to manage the disease. And as we went through Good Hope to Linden to Bartica to Essequibo, we encountered so many individuals whose blood sugar level was so high that we had to refer them to the emergency room. And, the impact that we are making in Guyana is so significant. We have had situations also in regards to the dental diseases or the dental care where individuals would show up with abscesses in their mouths. And when those abscesses were examined, the dentist recognized that there was some presence of HIV or some severe disease process that was taking place. Wow. So GuyMetro is making a significant impact. And then finally, when we opened the clinic with Davis Memorial Hospital this past summer, we were able to impact the lives of so many people who signed up to be a part of this free clinic offering the diabetes education and training. And presently, we are working with a group of 60 individuals who are training and understanding how to manage their disease better. And in cases where the disease has progressed, they are taking inventory on a daily basis to see where they are and see what treatments are most appropriate for them as they go through the process of this disease. So GuyMetro is making a significant impact in Guyana.
Thank you, Madam President. I know you have a good team of support here today. I'm going to call on Mr. Levy if possible. Mr. Levy, I know your role is primarily in terms of ensuring that the finances are in check and so on. But if you can tell us through your own lens, what are 3 types of diabetes?
Thank you, Andrew, for that question. And hello, everyone. This is GuyMetro. My name is Mark Levy. Diabetes is a very concerning disease, and it in fact affects a lot of people in Guyana. According to the World Health Organization, probably over 11% of Guyanese are impacted by diabetes. There are really 3 types of diabetes: type 1, type 2, and there's the gestational diabetes. And that comes as a result of pregnancy in a lot of mothers. Type 1 diabetes is thought to be caused by an autoimmune reaction when the body attacks itself by mistake, so to speak. Mm-hmm. This reaction stops your body from making insulin, and approximately 5 to 10% of the individuals who have diabetes have type 1 diabetes. In the United States, it's about 37 million individuals in the United States that suffer from type 1 diabetes. Mm. Symptoms for type 1 diabetes often develop quickly, and it's usually diagnosed in children, teens, young adults. If you have type 1 diabetes, you need to take insulin every day to survive, and currently one knows how to prevent type 1 diabetes from occurring. Mm-hmm. But as we will discuss probably further in this, is that lifestyle makes a difference. Okay. Type 2 diabetes, your body doesn't use insulin well and can't keep blood sugar at a normal level. And usually to help manage the type 2 diabetes, individuals would need to have the insulin gadget device to measure their glucose level. And while the device is sometimes free, the strips are very expensive. We supply some of those to the Davis Memorial Diabetes Clinic. Mm-hmm. And try to make them available to individuals so they can test to see where their levels are. Okay. Some of the things that the individuals can do is lose weight, would help. Eat healthy foods, and I guess Terrence is going to get into that some more. And being active is very important for a lifestyle change. And individuals should check on the internet for lifestyle changes that they can make to help them manage their diabetes in a much better way. Of course, the gestational diabetes, as I said before, comes as a result of pregnancy. And when individuals are carrying their newborns, they should be careful with their diet, make sure they get exercise also, so that they can help to reduce the likelihood that they can become diabetic.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Levy. Just building a little bit on that, can you tell us a little bit about your role in the organization as the treasurer? And, if you can touch on, how can individuals get involved to, partner with you and support more of your mission work in terms of, your work in Guyana? How can folks donate to your organization?
I am happy to be part of GuyMetro, and as the new treasurer, just a few months being involved in the organization, I am beginning to see the not just the importance of the organization in terms of providing social outlets for Guyanese within the metro area and events and so on. But I think what is most intriguing to me is the impact that this organization has in Guyana to provide certain resources medically for Guyanese. And we would like to have every Guyanese in the United States be a part of this organization and can make tax-deductible contributions because GuyMetro is a 501c3 organization. So contributions made to the organization can be tax-deductible, and we're prepared to offer tax certificates, so to speak, to individuals who make contributions to the organization. Individuals can make donations at GuyMetro.org. If you use PayPal, you can go to PayPal at Guyana Metropolitan Relief Organization. And we have the website, which is www.GuyMetro.org. And you can also do checks to GuyMetro, or you can use Zelle to send to the treasurer at GuyMetro.org. We would love for anyone to be a part of this organization. And because of the work that we do, which Dr. Semple-Dormer talked about earlier, providing diabetes resources, clinics at the clinic, education, and medical supplies for individuals in Guyana, in addition to the dental work that is being done and other areas that we would like to expand on. Your donation to our contributions, whether monthly or annually, to this organization would go a long way in assisting Guyanese in Guyana.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you very much. Now to the man of the hour, Mr. Terrence Monkou. He has been in the medical field as a nurse for many, many long years. Mr. Monkou, can you tell us about 3 basic symptoms of diabetes, please?
Yeah, the 3 basic symptoms has to do with thirst, has to do with urination, and has to do with hunger. Sometimes in medical profession, we say polydipsia, polyphasia, and polyuria. The 3 Ps. So we can say there are 3 Ps in identifying symptoms of diabetes. And what we try to do is to help people to understand how to recognize the symptoms. They talk and we listen.
Right.
We will use tools to pick up the information. We call that sign. And they will tell us what's going on in their body. We call that symptom. So if we have those 2 combined, symptom and sign, then we can quickly identify the 3 Ps of diabetes.
Nicely said. So, Mr. Monkou, if I'm feeling thirsty, I guess as soon as I get up, I'm feeling thirsty in the middle of the day. Does that mean that I have diabetes? I mean, in some countries, because the place is hot, people get thirsty fast. How can I tell if my thirst is connected to diabetes?
I am glad that you asked the question because it's not. That's why we said thirst is a sign, but we have to rule out that your thirst is because of that. Therefore, the frequent thirst is what I'm going to look at.
Right.
How often? Because you don't have to get thirsty every 5 minutes or every half an hour. That's not typical. That's not typical human behavior.
Right.
If you are well hydrated, you can stay about 2 hours before running. And if you are regularly hydrated, then you don't have to wait for thirst to drink water. And that is the point I've been trying to help my people to understand. Don't wait for pain to get wisdom or age to make you wise.
Right.
Drink water in regular intervals on an empty stomach.
Very nicely said. What are some of the worst impact through your own life as someone who's been in the field for 30 years? What are some of the worst case scenarios you've seen as it relates to this deadly disease, diabetes?
I want to give two examples. One was a child, about 7 years old, going to school in a classroom setting, looks drowsy, sleepy, bathroom often, and if they don't let him go to the bathroom, then he wets his pants. And the teachers are there, and they don't recognize what's going on. They blame it on family dynamics. They say, maybe he stays up late at night. But when I went to the home, as I began to talk to the mom, and as she shares the experience of drowsiness, of water demand, of going into because you might say, oh, he has a weak bladder. His mom didn't potty train him well. So we give all these good scenarios based on how we look at life in a normal setting. But in a clinical setting, you've got to be able. So when I share with mom that those behaviors are not normal and they were some kind of way of identifying, it brought tears to my eyes to see that in a metropolitan city, and we have people who cannot detect what's going on with them. Then there was another lady, an elderly woman, diabetic, taking insulin. Maybe that day she had too much insulin and she did not eat. You can't be on insulin and don't eat. You must have a regular mealtime. But as I walked in there, she looked confused. It was time to serve her meal, but she wasn't paying any attention to the food. Then I asked the question, is she a diabetic? And they nod. I said, let me get the machine to check blood sugar. When we checked the blood sugar, it was low. Immediate reaction was to give something to spark up the glucose level. The moment we did so, the lady opened her eyes wide and says, oh, I know Terrence. And I said, we got to be able to recognize changes and don't take it for granted that these changes that occur within our bodies are just natural. But diabetes should be ruled out as quickly as possible. When somebody collapses, because what could happen there, which would make it most bad, is that she collapsed and then she hits her head on the concrete or something, and then she got a double challenge.
Right.
A low glucose level, which would have caused the brain to lose its functional ability. And the fall, which would have created further injury. So you see, diabetes calls for attention. You've got to pay attention to changes and recognize what are the clinical changes that are most popular in diabetes.
Excellent. Thank you for your experience with us there, Mr. Monkou. Madam President, I noticed recently you launched an aggressive recruitment campaign aimed at young people and retired folks in the medical field. Can you tell us a little bit more about your campaign that's on the way, and why is it important that you're targeting individuals in those two specific areas, please?
Great question. Well, you know, youth is the longevity and the life of an organization. And we want to make sure that our young people have an opportunity to experience their Guyanese culture. You know, by interacting with our organization, they are able to understand, because many of them haven't even traveled to the country yet. And they are able to understand by interacting with the organization what we stand for, what are some of our cultural practices. But more importantly, when we endeavor to recruit young people, we are looking for young people who come with the present knowledge and skill set that we as older Guyanese may not have had in our upbringing. And young people can contribute to our organization from a technological perspective. And while doing that, they are able to get their volunteer hours that they can put towards their high school graduation requirements. So this is a great organization, a great nonprofit organization for you to serve in. And then when we think of our older retired medical group, we are always recruiting people in that area because you come with so much knowledge, so much experience. And in addition to that, you are probably financially able to take on certain requirements that you would have to do when you become a part of this organization. So when we travel to Guyana, and we are looking for people to help in the area of dental work, in the area of mental health, in the area of nursing and medicine, we are always looking for people who are looking for another opportunity to travel back home, to experience the land of their birth, or even if you weren't born in Guyana, to experience Guyana, the land of many waters, the natural resources that are pristine and untouched. You will give to the people of Guyana while you will receive for yourself. And don't talk about the gratification and the fulfillment that you'll get by joining us, be you young or old, as you give back to the people of Guyana through GuyMetro.
Very nicely said. I know even in our panel today, we have more, it's a nice mix. We have a nice season. Distinguished guest today, Mr. Monkou. I think I know for sure, talking through my own lens, my little niece, she was a part of your organization. She was on a mission trip to Guyana a few years ago, and today I'm pleased to attest to the fact that she's now a practicing medical doctor in Boston. She's a doctor and she is doing good work, and that's a testimony to the good work that your organization is doing. Thank you for that on behalf of my niece. And I'm open to become a doctor one day, so I can definitely see myself, contributing and being a part of your group. Folks, we're just punching up against time, so I'll make it a free-for-all. Now, I'm not going to call on anybody, but you're free to jump in at any time. It being a little bit more loosened up now. In terms of your blood sugar level, anyone can answer this question. What are we looking for? What are the numbers? So today I'm here on the show, and I don't think I have diabetes. I don't know, but if I were to get a tester on the strip, and I know the machine and all this great stuff you guys are talking about, and I were to, I guess, poke myself with a finger or my nose or wherever you poke yourself, and I test the level, what are the numbers we're looking for? Anyone? What are the numbers? Why don't
I would say,
go ahead.
I like the number between 80 to 120. That's a range. It's a normal range. You must maintain a blood sugar level. Blood sugar is important for survival because sugar is the energy source of the body. If you're looking for energy, you got to look for sugar. So you can't have too much at once. So the normal blood sugar level in humans, it may differ in laboratory, depends upon what system they're using.
Right.
But the basic that I have looked at and I'm pleased about is between 80 and 120. If you have a blood sugar below 60, you should pay attention to food. If you have a blood sugar below 160 or even 140, you should pay attention to how you're eating, because you want a normal blood sugar. A normal blood sugar level can take you throughout the night while you sleep and nothing happens.
What about blood pressure level? Is it the same 80 to 120 range, or what is the level for the blood pressure?
It depends upon your age. As you get older, blood pressure go up and heart rate drops low. But if you can maintain a blood pressure, the top number we call the systolic, and the bottom number we call the diastolic. One is when the heart contracts. The top number, the heart contracts and forces blood. And the second one, when the heart relaxes to allow the blood to come back in. Well, if you can maintain the top number below 140 and the bottom number below 90, then you're doing well. You are safe.
Very nicely said. You know, everyone is talking about diabetes today. You know, I read the papers just a few days. Dr. Semple-Dormer, no, I don't like to read. So she just started this reading with baby course for me that I'm taking. And I'm pleased to say I'm doing well in it. And, but I was reading the papers just recently, and I read the statistics with a recent report states that 1 in 2, which is about, I guess, 50% of Guyanese will or do currently have diabetes. So diabetes definitely is becoming a problem in Guyana. And, I don't know, I guess some of it is due to the fact that people like to drink and people like to smoke and people like to stress out. I really don't know what's going on. Again, what's the cause of this? Is it stress? Is it like what's happening? What are some contributing factors that can amplify diabetes?
I will take the first hit of that.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle change. Guyana was once a great country with lots of vegetables and fruit, but now you will find those vegetables and fruit on the market, on the ground, untouched. People are looking for something better. People are looking for something in a box. People are looking for something that is in a package.
Mm-hmm.
I think the lifestyle change is what is affecting Guyana. Now you can you can get not fresh foods, you can get things that are frozen much easier,
mm-hmm.
and things that are canned much easier. But if you are going after those two, you have a strong chance of getting diabetes, because when the acid-base balance is changed,
Mm-hmm.
diabetes steps in. I say to my friends in Guyana must go green, too natural, too fertile, too affluent, to go the way they're going. So Guyana must go green. You sit in the Amazon basin with all the thousands of research information that comes out of Amazon, and you are the only English-speaking South American country. You have the language of trade and the language of science. Therefore, you can be a great example to the world if you change lifestyle. Therefore, my goal is to make Guyana the #1 sample. Do your research, work with your people, make them be able to share with the world that if you make a change in life, then you can improve and cost the country less in its present expenditures of cost for healthcare.
Thank you for your contribution, Terrence. But I wanted to add to the discussion here that a couple of things that are noticeable is that we in Guyana have stopped walking. We jump in a taxi and we go everywhere. So we are decreasing the amount of exercise that we were getting in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And movement is so important to controlling the disease of diabetes. Secondly, if you look at our diet, we use a high starch diet, lots of roti and lots of the processed ingredients in our foods.
Mm-hmm.
And that can also, now that we are more educated about the disease, it gives us a better window into why we are suffering at such high numbers from diabetes. So we really need to take a look at what we have been eating. And then finally, I want to submit that a lot of our people in Guyana need to work on their reading skills, because if you give them a piece of paper and ask them to read about what diabetes is and how to use a particular menu, some of our people aren't able to read that information. So we need, as a country, to develop different strategies, maybe picture strategies and voice or audio strategies to help them to recognize, that there is help out there. And these are the strategies that you can use to help you manage the disease.
I would just like to add to that. With all of that being considered, I know there are individuals out there who are listening to this program and might be wondering, how could I be a part of this? If you'd like to contact us to be a part of GuyMetro, whether you are a Seventh-day Adventist or not, you can contribute to a worthy cause. You can get to us at contact@GuyMetro.org, and you can make contributions there. You can go to our website at GuyMetro, www.GuyMetro.org, and you can find out more information about us. And you can partner with us, as Dr. Semple-Dormer said. You can be part of our team when we go on missionary activities in Guyana. If you're in the medical field or whatever field you're in, if you'd like to join us in any of our medical trips to Guyana, contact us and let us know and partner with us. You would like to make tax-deductible contributions. Some of you have done your taxes recently, or you would like to make some donations so that you can have a larger tax deduction this year. You can make a contribution. You can send a check to treasurer@GuyMetro.org, sorry, Zelle, or you can contact us and we'll get to you in terms of how you can make your donations and contributions. I just want to thank Andrew for making this, giving us this opportunity to share about our organization and to help us reach out to many more individuals within your community, Andrew. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Levy. We're just we're getting there. We're not quite there as yet. I think there's still a little bit of juice we can squeeze out of you there. When is the trip? I want to be on the trip. The next trip you got, put me down. I'll be contacting you and your organization, GuyMetro. I'm on the trip. I want to see Guyana for myself, and I'm sure a lot of people would like to as well. I'm not too sure the capacity, how many people you can take and so on, but mark me in. I want to meet you guys in person. I want to give Dr. Semple-Dormer a little squeeze on the shoulder, and of course, Mr. Levy and Mr. Monkou and all you fine folks. Give us a sense of when the trip is, and how we can get a part. Like, what's your capacity? Is there a cutoff number? Is it too early for me to ask? Or anyone can answer?
There is no cutoff number, but we try to encourage at least if we can get a minimum of 30 people on the trip, it will be fantastic. But I had once said, when I shared this idea, that I want 100 people. And they don't have to be doctors or nurses, because in lifestyle education, anybody can do it. All we have to do is to prepare them, let them know what it is about. You can have a skill in one area. He can be on a video. You can be the guy promoting this program on the airwaves for us. So it just takes a group of committed people, and we can go. I am not sure. The president has not yet indicated to me that this year she wants to make a trip. But I know 2024 is definite that we are going to Guyana. We usually go between the month of the end of July to the first week in August. We like to spend Emancipation Day in Guyana. So we try to work around that. So it's 30 people. It's a good number. But if we can get 100, then we can divide them into groups.
Right.
I believe in group dynamics.
Right.
So send them to Linden, send them to Essequibo, send them to Berbice. In fact, one year we spent 1 week in Berbice, in New Amsterdam, at one location. We could not handle the amount of people who came.
Right.
But our goal is to make sure that they can learn. I would add to Dr. Dormer's suggestion on improving reading skills. I've looked at some statistics in Guyana, and they said they're about over 90% literacy. But they tell me this, that it's only about 70% have functional literacy.
Mm.
So therefore, I am encouraging some listening skills also. And I think radio and talk show can be one way of helping people to be aware of diabetes, its dangers. I can share with them my 4 life-changing principles. Mix it, zip it, move it, and rest it. I thank you.
Very nicely said.
All right. We're also looking for, in addition to our medical team, we're looking for people who can help with collecting data. We need to get our survey out to see the impact of what we are doing, to see how the disease is either being reversed or how it's progressing, so that we can target specific areas of need. We need people to help us with grant writing so we can have a constant flow of finances to be able to fund the program. We send home to Davis for the clinic at the hospital. We have to send home to fund that program. And this is just on the basic level, $2,500 US every 3 months to be able to keep that program afloat. So we are really looking for your help from a financial perspective, along with the resources and your skill sets that you can bring to the organization. And none of this money goes into our pockets. None of our board members is being paid. We all serve voluntarily, and we do it because we love our people, and we would love you to partner with us so that we can have our mission achieved and our people experiencing life at its best.
Okay, very much. Yes, thank you very much. So this is diabetes is not a joke. I mean, we read books all the time and we hear stories of people. A true story is 8 days ago, just recently, I lost one of my cousins to diabetes. He was 55 years old. So this is a disease that can kill the young, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It can knock you out, right? So his story was that, I'm not going to share the name and this and that just to protect his identity, I guess. But his story was that he had some kind of infection in his foot or something, gangrene, and the doctors told him that they got to trim the legs or the toes or something, and he refused. And I guess it got to the brain or it got to his lungs or something, and it turned the lights off on him there. But and that's me speaking from a layman's term, someone who's not very versed in diabetes, and I don't have the skills, the education, and the knowledge to talk on the topic, and that's why I have you here as an expert. Mr. Monkou, tell us about how it progresses, please.
The disease progresses very slow.
Mm-hmm.
It can be rapid when things occur, like injury. If you are a diabetic, avoid injuries, like stepping bare feet so that you get a stick with a nail or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or cutting your foot some sharp object. Well, if you want to see progression, then introduce injury. If you want to turn on your diabetes, do negative things. Don't eat right, don't sleep right, don't move right. Because one of the areas that is very rapid is the circulatory system.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to the lower extremities, and because that area seems to be a dependent area, because the blood comes down to the leg, but it doesn't want to go back up,
Mm-hmm.
because we're sitting so long in one position. Circulation needs movement.
Right.
So when it gets there, it's not giving you fresh oxygen later because it stopped going back up and coming back down.
Mm-hmm.
So it begins to change the color of the feet. Notice the feet looks darker. You see, and sometimes the touch, as you talked about touch earlier, you cannot feel. You stand up, I don't even believe you are standing up.
Mm-mm.
Last week, a friend of mine called me and says, Terrence, please come and see me. She's a non-diabetic, but there was something strange about these sensations. She said, I was sitting on the toilet and I got up and so I fall. You know what we call that in Caribbean terms, or in Guyana. It's when the foot is so numb because you're probably sitting in a long time and you can have no feeling. Well, diabetes can produce, and she said, Terrence, my fingers, and there was no discoloration in their hand, but she says, it's paining me and it's burning. So when touch goes, you're not gonna feel if you go into the bathtub to and you wanted a warm shower. And when you get in there, you don't know that the water is that hot because you think the water is not hot when the water is much hotter than you because your feelings have gone. So the progression for when it comes to sensation is of serious danger. Then the vision. You lost the vision and you want to know what happened. Because it blocks the circulation to the eye, and the eye needs liquid consistently. The brain, it loses its blood flow to get adequate oxygen. Imagine 1/3 of the blood that leaves the heart must go to the brain, but with diabetes, there can be a slowing of that. And so don't be surprised, some of our dementias as a result of diabetes.
Oh, wow.
Some of our heart attacks as a result of diabetes. A lot of our kidney failures is a result of diabetes. So you got to look at those major. Diabetes has the ability to affect major organs.
For the man of the hour, Mr. Levy, earlier you said you're looking for folks in the diaspora to participate and contribute. And so are you also looking for people on the ground, boots on the ground, like locals in Guyana? There's a lot of millionaires in Guyana. I guess Guyana have oil now. So there's people shaking money. They have so much money they're throwing out the windows. Apparently, from what I heard, I don't know if it's true. But if someone in Guyana has some extra cash and they want to, throw it your way instead of throwing it through the window, of course, can they get in touch with you by the same number, 240-900-9937, and contact at GuyMetro.org?
Thank you for that. That's a great question. And yes, individuals can, if in Guyana, Guyanese in Guyana, can be a part of our organization too and make contributions that can afford us the ability and wherewithal to help other Guyanese within Guyana. So yes, you can get online with us, contact us at GuyMetro.org, and we will be happy to talk with you. You can call us at 240-900-9937, and we'll be happy to partner with you so that we can help Guyanese. I think the information that Terrence just shared is very critical for us to be able to at least educate Guyanese on the symptoms and more so the life changes that they can make that can help them improve the quality of their lives. And if we can so do, I think it will lend to improvement, social improvement, health improvement in the country overall. There aren't a lot of Guyanese in Guyana compared to the United States with over 400 million people. We just have about 1 million people. We need every Guyanese to be involved as much as possible so that we can improve the lifestyle of the people in our country. And in so doing, we might even help ourselves. And as Dr. Dormer talked about young people, we need young people with the skills and the technical know-how to be able to assist in managing things and collecting data and going out to individuals and talking with them and being a support in whatever way possible so that we can help improve the quality of life of Guyanese that might be suffering from diabetes.
You can connect with the Guyana Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, connect with the health department, let them know that you're connecting because of the outreach that GuyMetro made, and they will connect with us, connect with the Davis Memorial Hospital as well. And the contact person there at Davis would be Miss Beverly Brathwaite, and she will get in contact with us as well. And then you can connect with your individual churches, the health and temperance leaders who are also working with us on the grounds, and let them know that you're trying to connect with GuyMetro, and that way we can, work together collaboratively to work through this process and have this project to become a reality.
Any closing words? Let's go with Mr. Levy.
Be a part of GuyMetro. It's a worthy organization. We are here to assist individuals, to lend support, medical support, and to educate individuals on how they can improve their lifestyle and be healthy Guyanese.
Be a part of it. Mr. Monkou, anything from your camp there?
One of the guys on the ground there in Guyana who was very energetic. I said to him once, and he told me, he said, Terrence, I like GuyMetro to become a household name. So wherever you walk around, you will know that GuyMetro is involved in Guyana. And there's my final statement is that health is wealth. So Guyana is one of the fastest growing economy, they tell me, as I saw some news flashes. But you can have all the money, but if you don't have health, you can have all the oil and you don't have health, and you can't get wealth. So if they want to get wealthy, they should get healthy. And my suggestion, they can join my club, the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise Club. Early to bed, it's free. Early to bed, early to rise makes a man or woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. I thank you, sir.
Very nicely said. Madam President, Dr. Semple-Dormer, anything in closing from your side?
So just as health is wealth, I want to say youth is longevity. I want to see the young people get involved in GuyMetro. We are rooting for you. Come on in, connect with us so that we can put the boots on the ground and get our mission accomplished.
Very nicely said. Folks, on behalf of everyone watching here, you want to get in touch with these fine folks at GuyMetro, the number is 240-900-9937 or contact@guymetro.org. Folks, keep your phone on. I'll be calling right after the show because I want to get on into some of the action that's happening there and contribute and make a difference in the life of folks back home, of course. On behalf of everyone at the Let's Talk show, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being a part of the show. And we look forward to having you on to continue this conversation at a later time. Thank you very much.